Hi, and welcome to ESL RPG. Today on Stories, let's talk about language in D&D. First check. Are you a teacher, a student, a player, a GM? These ideas can all be useful for you, but overall, we will talk about 3 ideas based on 3 different characters or players. Yes, 2 of the characters are mine, but both prove different points. Before we get to the stories and analysis, let's talk about something every teacher knows, many students learn, but a lot of players and GMs probably forget. Language is not one-to-one. Sometimes your language has weird turns of phrase or sayings that don't translate well. Hands shooting out of necks confuse most people, but in Japan that means you really want something. In English we say something costs an arm and a leg, but for Spanish men, it's something much closer to their hearts. Here, that word actually gets a lot of mileage in Spanish. And yes, get a lot of mileage is an idiom that doesn't always translate either. And this doesn't even cover how words in a dictionary don't always match up. In English, we use have for everything from pets to food to baths. And other languages scream, no, you need different words for those things! These differences arise from differences in culture, society, history, geography, politics, and religion, and can also affect those things right back. Subjects are often dropped in Japanese without the romantic trick of changing the verb to match specific types of subjects. On the one hand, Japanese society is built on an implicit understanding of unsaid things beyond just the missing subjects, like whether to serve hot or cold tea. On the other hand, that ambiguity becomes important in politics and media. Imagine your favorite TV drama starting with someone saying just, broke up. Who? Why? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it mutual? That's the start of an emotional roller coaster just to get that answer, and it could take the whole episode, if not an entire story arc. You don't always need to think so deeply about languages in D&D, but players and GMs out there, remember that these oddities exist. It can lead to interesting ways to build out the world, to present challenges or stories to the group, or quirky character details. If nothing else, it can lead to a one-off riddle or a strange saying your character has that confuses the party. Meanwhile, let me talk more about players and characters, and while this is mainly for students and teachers, you other folks stick around just in case there's something else for you. First off, let's talk about Hitomi. If you're a listener to the podcast, you maybe remember her from the Heroes of New Sidonia series. Like many people who study English, she's better at reading and writing than she is at listening and speaking. She also wanted to try playing with us, and we were happy to have her. We all have fun with Cards Against Humanity and Joking Hazard, and also the board games, but she will sometimes join an RPG with us. And about now, some of you may be asking, how? Remember, how can I make this fun for everyone? We take time during the game to catch her up if she doesn't understand, and she will tell us if she doesn't. We also make sure to include her character in dialogues. Honestly, regardless of English level, this is something you should try with any player who is shy or lacks confidence. As far as the language barrier, okay, over half the table also speaks Japanese, so that's less of an issue, but there are some tricks she uses and some tricks we use. She will take notes. She will write what she wants to say sometimes before trying to say it. She has a little cheat sheet for her actions she can do and the English for them. On our end, we will prompt her character in English or coach her for difficult things sometimes, but most things she says are all her. As for why we do it, well, top of the list is we're friends and we want to play together. Let's talk a little about language theory. For people learning or practicing a language, there is the idea of a language parent. This is someone who, like a real parent talking to their young child, listens and talks with them, helping them talk more and never correcting their grammar or vocab, but maybe checking back to them. Why? Because using a language is a different skill from understanding grammar. Going further, reading, writing, listening, and speaking are all different skills linked by the knowledge of grammar and vocabulary, but still separate from each other such that for most people, practicing one doesn't help practice the others. So why do you need the parent? Because mistakes are a part of the process, a part of how we learn. Not to mention that confidence in a language is its own acquired skill. Now look back at those interactions at the table. She gets listening practice. We engage with her, include her, and listen. We don't correct her, but we still model correct English. And she also feels more confident the more she can talk in each game. And for us, we benefit from her unique perspectives, sometimes resulting because we need to stop and explain things. Okay, warning before we go farther. Yeah, both of the characters will look at her mind, but they answer this question of language learners in-game by 2 different methods, and each has some interesting ideas you might like in your games. First up, Ari. If you saw our video on making character sheets in Roll20, you already know Ari. Full name, Ari Avasifi, the Ogre Paladin of Eldath, and not smart man. But let me talk about why I made Ari. Well, when Jeff told me what game he wanted to try running, he and I both knew we needed a tank, considering the campaign in question. That gave me an opportunity to try 2 things. First, I wanted to use a monstrous race to build a good paladin, as I thought that would be material to make a good story. But I also wanted to challenge myself. I always tell students, easy English is easy, as motivation to not give up when they can't say something and instead say something else. I also try to encourage students not to focus on the mistakes. And so was born Ari, as a challenge for me to make my character wise and charismatic and make him fun for everyone with a -3 int bonus. And it's more than just a number on a page. We made rules.
Okay, Ari rule 1. No big word. Mean no many thing, but word hard. So 1 sound word, okay. 2 sound word, okay. But 3 sound? Roll. Check. Maybe no, maybe no. Maybe no always, so that word go on list. Like paladin. Ari rule 2. More few word. Ari no big. Ari no many word like big. But Ari... no from before? Big easy. So Ari use big. Ari rule 3. No read and number hard. Other rule? Okay. Every rule. Next one. This many. No be scared talk. Talk lots. Then talk more. Talk fun.
There were, of course, other parts of his personality, things designed to make the character interesting to everyone. Little quirks, like Ari being super friendly even to strangers, his love of both animals and meat, and his desire to always be helpful. But originally, yeah, he was just a character to show you don't need perfect or even good English to have fun. Oh, and if you aren't a student, still take notes. A lot of people who play low-int characters get caught on the question, is my character smart enough for that? Well, don't forget there are 3 mental stats. When the barbarian walks into a high elf court, he may not be intelligent enough to know all the official customs and manners of the high elves, but does he have to? He could easily be wise enough to remember how to be polite to nobles from his time visiting cities or traveling with noble companions. And if that doesn't work, he could be charismatic enough to let a genuine smile and likable nature carry him through. Let's be honest. As seen in the podcast recently, Ari will probably never learn the word evangelization. But he definitely knows spiders don't do it. And how to explain that to other people. Meanwhile, let's explore another idea you might like, and something you can see in our upcoming episode on the Lost Mines of Phandelver. In this game, we were all set for a massive dungeon crawl. And then my rogues player calls in saying he can't make it. Right when we need a sneaky, trap-dispatchy, locky-picky guy. So, DMPC time. Easy enough. There's a few goblin prisoners I can make a character from. Not one to pass up an opportunity to try something new, I look at the dungeon again. Not too many guys needing sneak attacks, which gives me more flexibility as anyone with a criminal background can pick locks. A few goblins, including one the group needs to talk to. Also, I want to avoid a problem common with DMPCs, where the DMPC kind of takes over the story. And then the idea just hits me. Spanish. Juan and Mai both speak Spanish, and Juan's character is also a goblin. It's set. Goblin, in this game, is now Spanish. Granted, I not only don't speak Spanish well, I specifically speak bad Spanish. Like, half of what I know is swears. But that's okay, because I wanted this character to kind of be a background character anyway. So I prepare some basic sentences I will use repeatedly. I prepare some other lines to be said by and said to goblins in the dungeon. I take a goblin prisoner and make a character. Someone not committed to a life of crime. Thus was born Barfy the Barbarian, a former wolf-loving highwayman seeking to fight his way to earning his freedom. Well, refer to what Murphy said about plans, but it went okay. Apart from taking Klug's orders and answering some questions that I was not prepared for, all Barfy needed was his war cry for when he charges into battle. I chose something former President Peña Nieto is probably all too familiar with. Well, after this one-off try of the sneaky green ball of curse-flinging anger, the players asked if they could keep him in the party. Moreover, they started spitballing an idea of a future party of all non-humans as a spin-off campaign from the starter set. So, of course, featuring Klug and Barfy, and whatever other enemy, goblins, orcs, hobgoblins, anything they could capture. Incidentally, this led to something of a collection spree. Apart from the fact that any GM should be fully prepared for the party loving their throwaway character and wanting him to come back again and again, Barfy shows some important things. First, provided more than one party member speaks that language, you can use this trick to help beginning language learners to participate. Second, it recreates that element of unique linguistic quirks from the different languages by actually using different languages. Additionally, it adds to the immersion, having something that only some players understand and in closer to real time than notes you pass. Be careful though. This may mean some preparation on the part of GMs, especially if one of the languages is one you don't speak. Speaking of preparation though, if you are a GM or teacher who likes giving your players or students puzzles, this one opens up a whole new world of language-based puzzles for you. Thank you for watching until the end. If you had fun, maybe check out our podcast at ESL RPG. And if you like what we do, consider supporting us on Patreon at ESL RPG. Finally, for our patron, King Michael, ruler of the land of awesome and master of non-human languages. Thank you for your support.